Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Ink and Ashes. And today we're just doing a short little thing of our Spotify slash Apple, it's a good word, slash. Spotify slash Apple Music wrapped for 2025. And why did I just say 2025?
I don't know.
But yes. Have you
Hello.
ever seen the Brothers Grimsby, where they're like 2025, and it's like the 200020 or whatever it was?
Oh, how's the old-timey way of doing age? It's like 2 and 20
Ah,
rather
yes,
than
indeed. It was
22.
20 years, 2 and 20 years since last I set foot on Jabez Wilson's doorstep. Yes, quite so.
Yeah.
I think
My
Jabez Wilson's a
dearest
character
Gerald.
from Sherlock
No,
Holmes.
sorry.
Dearest Gerald.
I have yearned for the touch of your gloved hand on my face. It's been many moons since I last saw you, my dearest, dearest Gerald. Please come home so soon. Post haste.
We shall
Sorry.
clip that out and put
No.
that on shorts. That was very
No,
good.
I stole that from my sister.
Very good. I like it.
Yeah, she started writing a
Shout out
love
to your
letter
sister.
to Gerald with a peacock feather. It's a
Very
whole
nice.
thing. Yeah, it's just a whole thing.
I'd love to hear the context around that.
Okay,
Too.
so she came round for like a little hangout. She was dropping off some pastries from Lidl from her shopping trip, and I have some peacock feathers in my living room because I didn't take them when I moved out from my mum's, so I brought them back when I last visited her. And they just have sat in the living room because I don't really know where to put them. I've put a scrunchie around them so they stay in one place, but yeah, she plucked it out from the group of them and she started writing on like an envelope. Obviously there was no ink, but basically she was like, "My dearest Gerald, I yearn for your touch," or something along those lines. It was a love letter, and she was just making jokes of, this is how a giant would write their love letters, because it's a giant quill, basically. If you've seen a peacock feather, you know that they are long. So she was like, well, you have the ones where maybe the size of pigeons, those are the ones that we would write with, so a giant would naturally write with a peacock feather, surely. So that was the whole joke. I feel like it's not as funny now that I've explained it.
Oh, it's very entertaining indeed. You know, I was once accosted by a peacock.
Oh, do tell!
Yes. It's not a huge story behind it, but basically I think I must have been about 6 or 7 years old, and I was taken to this very nice stately home. It was like a Georgian Regency period home
Ooh,
that they
so
turned into like a
fancy.
museum and restaurant. Oh, it was very fancy. I wasn't old enough to appreciate how fancy it was at the time, but I certainly am now. And yes, they had peacocks just wandering the grounds, because you do, of course. And
Yes, one would do
yes,
such a thing when they have lots of money.
indeed.
Sorry, did the posh not come across? I thought it'd be, oh, posh dotty. Leo? Hello? Don't tell me you've crashed. Oh no, I think we have a problem. Tech issues. They're the best. Yeah. Welcome back.
My computer crashed.
I thought it might have.
Yes, my apologies. Are we still recording?
We are.
Superb. But yes, I was accosted by a peacock in this rather stately home, and basically it just spread out its feathers in a mating sort of way. which was quite ominous as a child. It just sort of started running towards me in a very aggressive manner. I was a little intimidated by it, and so I hid behind my father, and then it stopped.
You must have been very attractive.
I'm sure I must have. I was very colourfully dressed as a child, much
Well,
against my
there you
wishes.
go. That was your
Yes,
problem.
I must have thought that I too was signalling it for a mating call or something.
Oh.
I dread to think. I was about the same height, so it would work.
Here's this one
Same height as a
time where a peacock thought I was so attractive it wanted to bum me.
That's just the title of the podcast right there.
Yeah.
This specific episode of the podcast. Actually, yes, shall we get down to business with the
Let's,
actual...
yeah, I'm excited
Yeah.
to talk about some musical things.
I am too. So yes, this is our respective Wrapped lists. Now they're going to be slightly different, or at least slightly differently formatted because I use Apple Music and you use Spotify. I don't know why we use the different things, but I think this is just the things we fell into. So if I may begin with my top artists,
Go for it.
then we shall begin. So, for top artists, this is my top 5 that Apple Music has given me. My fifth top artist is Gregory Porter, the jazz and R&B singer with the rather distinctive hat, the name of which I don't know. And yes, he's particularly mellow in voice, which I'm quite fond of. My fourth is the inimitable and immortal Johnny Cash. Love a bit of Johnny Cash. I've listened to a lot of very somber songs of his. I've also been learning a lot of songs of his, which is why he's so high on my list. The next is actor, musician, comedian, and general all-round jack of all trades, Hugh Laurie, and his amazing blues career. I've loved Hugh Laurie's music since I was about 16 years old. I looked him up on Apple Music just to see if he'd done anything, because I was watching an episode of Jeeves and Wooster, and he sang in that. He sang Minnie the Moocher in that on his piano and made Jeeves go, "Hody, hody, ho, sir," along with every piece of call and response. And I looked it up, and I found he had 2 blues albums out, which he recorded directly after House had been released, when that concluded, which was also another favourite show. This one will not surprise you, Lily. My
Can I
second
guess?
top artist.
Can I guess?
Oh yes, by all
Disturbed.
means. Yes.
Yeah!
501 minutes of Disturbed this year, which has gone down from last year. Last year, I think I had about 1,000.
You were a bit more angry back then, though.
I was in a much worse place. Like 2024 was all right. 2023 and 2022 was just Disturbed. I was in the top 1.5% of listeners or something for Disturbed, and I was just listening to their music 24/7. I fell asleep to it many times in the small hours of the morning in my
You know
existential
what?
crises.
That's great. I want to be in the top, 1% of someone's music in next year's Wrapped. That's one
think
of my
it'll
New
be
Year's
pretty cool.
resolutions. I'm adding
I
that
was
to the
quite proud of
list.
it. Do it, definitely. Top
Yeah.
top 1% of an artist.
Yeah.
To be fair, I imagine you're probably in the top 1% of Damo's listeners.
Maybe. We'll get to
Perhaps.
that.
I think there is a way to check. But yes, my final and my number 1 top position is the band Tape 5, which is sort of like a jazz blues fusion band. They do sort of it sounds like 1930s music, but it's all modern and it's got modern instruments. It's all very entertaining. It's very niche, and I'm aware it's not particularly cool, but I like them and I think they're cool. I think they've got some really good songs.
You like
But yes,
jazz?
over to you.
Sorry. Okay, I only have my top 4. So I have in 4th spot Paris Paloma, which I cannot name a single song, but clearly I was working on some stuff and I had it kind of on shuffle and it started playing some stuff and I didn't hate it. So, she ended up being on there, which I'm quite surprised because I don't really know her. I will have to go and have a look at what she's done and see what I was listening to, because sometimes you're not even looking. So I don't really know her, but the fact that she's on there means I liked it enough that I didn't switch it off. So that's something.
Indeed.
I'm quite shocked at that. Then we have Aurora. And I thought she would be higher on my list, considering I spent many hours listening to her music. But some of that time I was actually listening to someone else's Spotify, so potentially that's what ruined some of my Spotify Wrapped. So I'll work on that for next year. I need to be top 1% of something. Someone. And then we have Chapel Rowan.
Very good. I expected her to be somewhere on there.
Yeah. Do you want to guess my top?
I don't know many of her songs. I like her, but I don't actively listen to her music very much.
No, I mean my top artist.
Oh, is in your top artist?
Yeah, I
Is
feel
it
like
Damo?
you know. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Damo, isn't it? Yeah,
It's
love
Damo.
Damo.
I did 664 streams. And actually,
Wow.
I'm in the top 1%!
Yes, you've already achieved your first
I
New Year's
did it!
resolution.
Alright,
And it's
so
not even New Year yet.
I want to do it again. I'm doing it again.
Fantastic. Do it again.
So I spent 6,605 minutes listening to Damo. And Damo is actually one of our very close friends. We will have him on the show at some point.
Indeed. Hopefully relatively soon.
Yeah! So
Be a
excited.
lot of fun.
That's just my favourite word apparently at the moment.
Well, excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's good. It shows you're being excited lately, which is pleasant.
I am. Yeah. What's your next one?
So, my top songs is the next one. Weirdly, it's done out songs and then albums, so we'll do songs
Okay.
first. So, my top 5 songs are the fifth one is by Tape 5. I Spy You, it's called, and it's their James Bond pastiche. Because I had a moment where I bought a tuxedo earlier in the year, and it felt right to try it on to that song. I found that song, and it was one of my favourites. I absolutely love it. And that's just looped. I think it was my wake up alarm for a while, so that's why that's on there. The next one is a song by a lady called Dusty Springfield, and it's called Spooky from the 1960s. I found that it scritches the brain. There's something about the tone of voice, the mellow sort of 60s feeling. It sort of makes you feel a bit like Jim Morrison or Sean Connery. I don't know. It's just a nice song. I like it. The next one, top 3, is Dean Martin's, I believe, original version of the song "Sway," which has now been popularised. Bless your father for sneezing.
That was a cough.
Oh, it was a cough there.
Yeah.
So this version of "Sway," of course, was, I believe, the original, but it's been popularised by Michael Bubble or Bublé, and
Bubble!
He's all over the place on TikTok with it at the moment, I believe, or at least is at the time of filming. Then number 2, we have "It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing" by Duke Ellington and Louis Armstrong. I love that
that's
song.
a good one.
I've been working on that song with the band lately, so that's why I've been listening to that, because I've been working on it continuously. They've got a really good thing going with like a Django Reinhardt inspiration. But anyway, and the final one with 93 consecutive plays, so I must have been painting something at that stage or writing, it was just on in the background, is "Woke Up This Morning" by Alabama 3, which some people may recognise as the theme tune to The Sopranos, which I also discovered as a TV show earlier this year and absolutely fell in love with it. Absolutely incredible show. Indeed.
Nice.
But over to you.
Right, so all of my songs are Damo.
Nice.
Literally every single one of them. So
Nice.
at 5th we have Breathless with Damo and Chloe Amelia.
Ah, very good song. I remember that one.
That's a good one. Then we have Graveyard Shift. In third is Kill Switch. Now this one I'm shocked at. My second is Hannah by Nemo. And I am the picture of that one. I am the cover. That's my face. Why
Shocking
is
it's
that
not
not
at
my
number
top?
one.
Yeah,
Indeed.
I swear I listened to that one on repeat for at least 4 days, but apparently I'm wrong. That is my favourite Demo song. I don't know why. It resonates with me in a little way. And don't read too much into that, especially if you listen to it because of some of the lyrics. I really like it. I feel like it's some of his best work. And I'm maybe a little bit biased because my face is slapped on it. Just maybe. And then my top one was Toxic Ties, also by Damo.
Fantabulous.
And I streamed that 269 times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's
Very
crazy.
nice. Now, what was the next one? My brain switched off. Oh, that was it.
I think we were
It's
going
albums.
albums. Yeah.
That's it.
This is where it gets a
Mine
little
are
bit different for
mainly-
me. So.
Me too.
Nice.
It's gone all to soundtracks now.
Oh,
For
cool.
me, almost completely on soundtracks, apart from the top 2 albums. So my top 5 is the soundtrack to Blade Runner 2049 specifically.
Nice.
It's brilliant. It's very it is cyberpunk, but it's very cyberpunk. And yeah, I was running a game of Cyberpunk earlier in this year, the tabletop game, Cyberpunk 2020, and I think I must have had that on in the background. So I've played about 7 or 8 hours of that consecutively each week for about 12 weeks. So there's a lot of that. The next one, also related to a D&D campaign I was running, is the Alien soundtrack.
I'm seeing a theme here.
There is, yeah. The third one's also related to another D&D game. But yes, so the Alien soundtrack, that one comes from the fact I was running a series of one-shots of the Alien role-playing game, which were actually very well received. I'm not a huge Alien fan. I like it a lot, but I ran a few one-shots because it's just casual horror where I get to kill all my players. I'm not an adversarial GM, but if you know what that is, but I do like to kill a player every now and then, character rather. And the third one is the Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 1 soundtrack, and I listened to that a lot because I got very excited for Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, which at the time of recording came out about a month and a half ago. Very good game. Everyone's saying it's shit. It's just not what people expected. It is actually really good. Play it. Now, number 2, believe it or not, is Swing Patrol by Tape 5, which makes sense. They're my number 1 artist for this year.
Nice.
It's worked out nicely for them. That's their most sort of jazzy, fusiony, sort of mumbo number 5-y album, which I'm very fond of. Also, I love that song. I'm surprised that's not on here. And my number 1 most listened to album is The Very Best of Sting and the Police. So I listened to that album on repeat. It's my self-esteem album, that one, as I like to refer to it. Over to you.
Nice. Right, I'm going to start first to 5th, just because it's slightly easier for me.
Good stuff.
So the first one is The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess by Chapel Roan. So
Very nice.
yeah, that's definitely the group of songs that I like the most from her. So it tracks that was the one to be top. And the rest are all Aurora. So we have What Happened to the Heart in second place. Then we have All My Demons Greeting Me as a Friend in third. In fourth we have The Gods We Can Touch. And in fifth we have What Happened to the Heart again.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Must be a different edition of the album.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
it might be like a remix or something. I was actually trying to find the second album because there's 16 songs on What Happened to the Heart on one of them, and it's a blue cover. And I can't seem to find the second one, so maybe I just played it quite a bit that it
It
just.
might be a single, of course.
No,
Because
because this
singles
is
always have.
albums.
True, although sometimes they have like multiple songs on singles, don't they? So it might be marked down as an album.
Yeah. I don't know.
Perhaps.
I
Indeed.
feel like that one's a little bit strange. I was
Mm.
trying to frantically find it and be like, why is there two? I'm so confused.
I dare say we can inform. If you manage to find out actually before the end of the podcast, we can stick it on as a caveat.
No, I've gone through all of her albums. It's just not there.
I
So,
see.
I don't know.
Ooh,
What's next?
indeed. What's next is top genres. If you have a top genres section,
I do.
excellent.
You go first.
So now I don't know which order this is going in because it hasn't numbered them. So I'm just going to take people through it. So from top to bottom we have rock. That's quite unsurprising for me. Then we have pop, which is very surprising for me actually. I'd never
That
listened to
is.
pop. I think that's because I had a bit of a brief flirtation with a Sabrina Carpenter album earlier in the year. I'm
Ah,
not a
yeah.
yes, I'm not a big fan of pop music, but I quite like her music. At least her latest two albums. I'm not a fan of what came before, but that's just because I don't think it's my scene. Then we have jazz after that. Oh, Dua Lipa. That's another reason why pop's on there.
Ah,
Really like Dua Lipa. I think she's
she is
fantastic.
good.
She's very good.
She's so good at sampling. She is the queen of sampling. Can we
She
just
is the queen
all
of
agree on
sampling.
that right now?
Oh, definitely.
And if you don't
Yes,
know
without a doubt.
what we're talking about, Google it after you finish watching this episode, please and thank you.
Indeed. Another person who's really good at it is Ava Max. She's also very good at sampling, but
I wouldn't call her
a
the
little less
queen though.
creative. I would
Yeah.
not call her the queen either. No, well, it's less well integrated, I think.
Yeah.
Like Dua Lipa really works into the mixes, I find, or at least her producers do. I'm sure she has a big hand in it as well. But because I'm fairly sure at that level of being a pop artist, you probably have control over every tiny aspect of your songs. Um, the next one is this is my top five is jazz. Unsurprising from the songs that have been on my lists up till now. Next is soundtrack, and finally, thanks to Disturbed, we have metal as well. I might have had a momentary tryst with Lamb of God earlier in the year as well, which might have
Nice.
brought metal up. Oh, and Typo Negative as well. But yes, over to you.
Right, so my top genres, if they did it anyway, like Spotify did, it was 1 to 5, so your 1 would have been your highest one. So I'll do mine in the same format you did. So my first one is
Nice.
art pop. Then we have alternative hip hop, which I guess
Nice.
that's probably Damo.
Yes.
Then we have indie folk music.
Oh,
which,
nice. Very nice.
Yeah, interesting. At fourth, we have rock. And then fifth,
Nice.
with musicals, because
Oh, fantastic.
I'm always playing the odd Phantom of the Opera song or Rocky
Of
Horror
course.
Picture Show. I
Or
even
Labyrinth,
like
I suppose.
one of the songs from Six. I haven't actually seen Six the musical, but the one who wears the green outfit, I like her song. Yeah.
Mm.
Partly because it's got French in it.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Superb. So, what's next on your list? Because mine goes down into like artists by month, songs by month, albums by month, and that's everything.
Oh, well, I have my listening age of 21.
Ah, very nice. I don't tend to get that, but it'll probably say about 93.
They didn't do that last year on the Spotify Wrapped. I was quite disappointed in this Spotify Wrapped, if I'm honest. They did so much better last year. And I feel like a
Yeah,
lot of people are saying the raps that all of the different things have done, because there's a Duolingo wrapped, there's a Twitch wrapped, there's a Spotify wrapped, there's an Apple wrapped, like, you name it, everything's got one, including Discord. Did you know Discord has a wrapped? I didn't.
I did. Yeah, I just found that out today.
Well, I found it out literally today with you. So I didn't know. And apparently they may have had one last year, because one of my friends spoke to me about it, and I was like, I don't know. So confused. But I listened to music for 26 hours, 801 minutes. That's 18 days.
Wow.
I listened to music
That's
for
quite
18
impressive.
days. Then I have the amount of songs that I listen to, which is 1,675.
Nice.
I listen to 222 different genres. I didn't know that there was that many, but okay.
Nor did I.
Yeah. And then it did a weird thing. It said I was in Club Serotonin, and I was really confused at what that meant.
Sounds like a really cool nightclub.
Well, yeah, but it's not. So, 18% of global listeners are supposedly in my club with Club Serotonin, and it said, like, here are 6 of your club favourites, and that is Chapel Roan, Lady Gaga, Sabrina Carpenter, so she did make it on to the list, but only in the way of other people listen to her that fit in the same category as I do. Then we have Ava Max and Yaelork. I'm not really sure how you pronounce that. It's Yaelokre. I've definitely said it wrong, but I tried.
Beats me.
And then we have Taylor Swift, which I did not envision I was still in that sort of crowd of people. So maybe next year we're gonna switch it up a bit. And the biggest day that I listened to Damo was October 29th. So
Oh, very good.
that's basically all of my Spotify Wrapped. I would like to point out, considering Demon Hunters, the movie that came out this year, last year, I believe, so 2025, if you listened to a lot of Demon Hunters, they classed it as children's music on Spotify, because one of my friends, they didn't really listen to much else, so it ended
That's
up
quite
being
amusing.
he had listened to many hours of children's music, and I thought that was rather funny.
That is rather funny.
They have some really good songs,
Yeah,
so
I do.
I would be a little bit mad if it was like, yeah, you listened to a lot of children's music this year. I'm sorry, don't categorise me. And yet he managed to get an older listening age than I did. How does that work out? When he was the one listening to supposed children's music.
I
I
dread
just
to
think
think
it's
what my
funny.
listening age would be. I really do dread it, because I mean, the stuff that's on there probably makes me out to be like 80 something.
What you should do is,
Mm.
if you're listening to music on, say, your phone, put whatever you're listening to onto Spotify as well, so then you could get a little bit of a Spotify
good
Wrapped
idea.
as well for next year.
I shall give it a go. Then we'll be able to
Yeah,
actually do like a unanimous one. So
I
you've
don't
got
have Apple Music, so I can't do
no,
that.
that's right. So I'll get
You'll get
I'll
two.
get Spotify and make it so. Yes. Oh yes, I shall treat myself to 2. It's like having 2 Christmases. Yes. So we shall do that. But yes, so in terms of the other bits and bobs that I've got artists by month and songs by month. Oh, and albums. Um, I'll quickly rush through a few of those. The artists are just the same ones as I've already mentioned, so I'll skip over those ones. Songs by month, though, we have January is Wayfaring Stranger by Johnny Cash. For February and March, we have Sundown by Gordon Lightfoot, who sounds like a delightful hobbit, but is actually a really good country singer.
A
um,
delightful hobbit. I like
a
that.
delightful hobbit. So for April, we have It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing.
Oh,
For
nice.
fantastic. I can't believe it's not for more months than that, honestly. So for May, we've got Hallelujah, I Love Her So, the cover of the Ray Charles song by Hugh Laurie. It's one of my favourite Ray Charles songs.
That's a
Um,
solid one.
for June, we have Suddenly I See by Katie Tunstall.
Wow.
Going back some, I must admit.
Yeah.
It's our youth right there, although we're
That's
still
a
in our youth,
blast of the
really.
path.
It is
Past.
indeed.
Not path.
Indeed. Although I dare say perhaps the path of our lives.
Yeah.
So then we have July, which is spooky, as I mentioned before. Not the month, the song. And October's spooky.
Love
But
the
it's got a
clarification.
good song. For August and September, we have Woke Up This Morning by Alabama 3. I think that was probably around the same time as I was finishing The Sopranos. I absolutely just fell in love with the show. Um, October, we have Mercy by Duffy. Also going back somewhere. It's
Nice.
like 2009 is this year's listening,
You
basically.
time travelled a little bit.
I have time travelled a little bit, and time travelling even further back to the early 1930s. We have Moonlight Cocktail by Glenn Miller and his wonderful, wonderful orchestra.
Wow.
So, yes. And in terms of albums by month, that's a very. Oh, okay, they've got some very entertaining ones on here. Um, so we don't have any for December, because December's not complete yet. So for going from this month backwards to January, we have this last month, November, was Rush, Are You Coming by Måneskin. It's my most listened to album. Then October, fitting for the spooky month, we have Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines Rick Schaefer soundtrack. September, we have Mugshot by Pete and Baz. If you haven't heard of Pete and Baz, please look them up. They're two 70-something-year-old drill rappers, and they're absolutely incredible, or trap or drill or whatever the subgenre is. But they're brilliant. They're like gangster rappers, but they're in their 70s. They're fantastic. Um, August, I had the Great Gatsby 1920s Party Ultimate Album. It's basically loads of 1920s music, because that's when I started the Call of Cthulhu campaign. Um, then we have the Tape 5 album again in July, Alien in June, Unshaken, the single from Red Dead Redemption 2 for May. We have the Purple Rain extended album by Prince for April. I was in my feelings
Nice.
that month. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was really feeling Purple Rain and all that. Then we have, oh God, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. The album by the band Mirka, which are, I believe, a Scandinavian um, folk band. They're really good. Fun fact: I wrote the entirety of my first book listening to that album every night at like 3 in the morning
Wow.
on repeat. So that's heavily inspired the Amaris Chronicles: The Lord of Cadence Lost. Please find it on Amazon. The link is in the description below. $14.99 retail price. Like and subscribe. Then we
With
then we have
notifications on.
yes, with notifications on. Anyway, I always forget one. Oh,
It's
and
okay.
share with your friends. And February we have the Queen of the Damned soundtrack. The I think it was 2001 movie Queen of the Damned, which is the sequel to Interview with the Vampire. And then we have finally the album Spirits in January by The Devil Makes Three, which are a sort of like bluesy indie band. So yeah, that's my Wrapped in its completion.
Nice. That's really cool how you got the albums by month. I really like that.
Yeah, I like that too. I think it's a nice sort of change because you can look at which songs and which albums by month sort of differ, which is quite nice. Yes, I'm going to start the whatchamacallit, Spotify one for next year. So when we do
Yeah,
this next
good
year,
plan.
yes, we can actually match, which would be quite good
That would be
in terms
really
of
nice.
categories. Mm. Is
Do
that your dad
you?
coughing again, or was that a sneeze?
Yes, it is. Do
Indeed.
you
I
have
hope
a
he's doing all
word
right.
of the week for this
I do have a
episode?
word of the week. Yes, indeed. Right, let me bring up my catalogue of words of the week. Here we are. So, this word of the week allegedly is a real word. I mean, in terms of being in the dictionary, and that is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, which is one of my absolute favourite words. Obviously, comes from Mary Poppins, I believe, originally. Um, Absolutely fantastic word. It means, well, just listen to the song, and they'll tell you what supercalifragilisticexpialidocious means. But I'm not going to sing the song for you now, unfortunately. Another, well, sorry, were you going to say something then, Lily? No, I believe not. Um,
Sorry,
yes,
I
I was.
was
Oh yeah, no.
interrupted. I don't
Were
really
you
know what you were
visited?
saying. Yes.
That's right. I was waffling on about the word of the week, which is
I
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
did hear that much. And then
Yeah.
you said my name, that's when I snapped back in.
Sorry. Yes, I thought you were about to say something to me, but I think you were commenting on the cat or something of the sort.
Yeah,
Yes, indeed.
how she sat on
Um,
my lap.
and likes to claw you repeatedly. It's very sweet, though. In all fairness, how is she
Yeah,
doing?
she's good.
Good.
She's just chilling.
Nice. Very calming of an
Mm,
evening. But yes, with our word of the week complete, I dare say that is the grand conclusion of today's episode.
yeah. Please
Indeed. So,
leave any artists or top songs or albums that you had down in the comments below. It would be interesting to see what other people got. I would
indeed, and
like
if we
to
can
know
find
people's
any,
listening ages. If you're a Spotify
yes,
listener, what was your listening age? If you don't mind putting it out there, that would be really awesome to know.
yeah, your listening age and maybe your top artist as well. See if there's like a mismatch there. It'd be quite entertaining.
Yeah, or do we have anything in common with
Yes,
the
indeed.
listeners of our podcast? That is something I wanted to say. None of the podcasts I listened to were listed on my
Indeed.
Spotify Wrapped. I've only just realised that there's none there. I've been
I've got a
screwed
bit of
out
a
of.
guilty admission.
Oh, go
Mm.
on.
I don't. I've never listened to a podcast in my life. Like apart from our own, I've never actually watched one
Oh
or listened to
my.
one. Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, I've seen clips, but yeah, there's a little admission you can feel free to cut out if you like.
No, we're leaving that
Um,
in there. I
Very
will
good.
just quickly run through the podcasts I listen
Yeah, please
to
do.
on and
Please do.
off. My top one is probably Anything Goes by Emma Chamberlain. I love it. She ends up talking about a lot of just life things. There was one of how to deal with uncomfortable situations. I feel like she gave some really solid advice in that one.
Mm.
There's I Beg Your Pardon by Nurse John. That one's good. That's about like the healthcare things. It's a good one to listen to. Now we get into the ones that I don't listen to as much. So we have the Useless Hotline with Max Belegday and George Smith? George Clark. Why did I think Smith?
Equally generic names.
Yeah. We then have the Andy Show podcast, which is Andy Bisak, or Andy Black,
Ah, yes.
with, I think, his coven. Coven? Oh, my brain's melting now. His cousin. I think it's his cousin. I might be wrong. We also have Deeper with the Dolan twins. So that's fun. And the one at the bottom is Dispatches from Myrtle Beach. And so if anyone watched Good Mythical Morning, it's those
Yes,
people
I've seen bits
doing
of
a
that.
podcast. Yeah.
Nice, cool. We'll check
I
that
used to
one out.
listen to a lot more when I was working Probably shouldn't say some things. I worked in a hotel at one point, so when it was a slow night and I wouldn't really have anyone, I'd just have my AirPods in and I would just listen to a podcast while like mopping or ironing because night shift gets shoved with whatever's left. So yeah. I'll have to keep
Very
an eye
good.
on how many episodes I listen to of each podcast if they're not going to do it next.
Yes, do a wrap of your
Spotify
own for the
Wrapped. Yeah,
podcasts.
I'll have to.
Yeah.
And maybe you
I
will
look forward to
branch
doing
out and listen to one podcast. Who knows?
I dare say I will. I think that'll be a New Year's resolution of mine, is to listen to one specific podcast and follow it along as it goes.
Can I give like 2 shout outs to YouTube podcasts that I also listen to?
By all means.
So we have. Oh, what's his name? I know the name of the guy. So funny.
It will come to you.
Right, we have Hey, did you see this one? And he does movie reviews, which are great. It's really refreshing to see like older movies get a sort of review when people would have maybe forgotten about them and moved on from their life with the movies, so they're kind of bringing it back, and I do like that. That is a really cool aspect to just think. And hey, it's actually given me a few movie recommendations that I haven't seen, so I do appreciate that podcast quite a bit. And then we have Travel Gee, I think it is. It's G, 2 E's. And that is someone who does a lot of travelling. They have a travel channel and they do lots of reviews and they talk about their experiences on the road and everything, and I think that's really cool. So I think all the podcasts I listen to end up totaling so much more.
I imagine like your rap list would probably be mostly podcasts if they'd included them.
But sometimes if I can't sleep, I'll just stick on a podcast. So I'll end up listening
very
to
understandably.
a wide variety of things. It's some self-help stuff, some travel stuff, some foodie sort of stuff, if I'm in the mood. Everything. Literally movie reviews, but I do just want to say we're not doing the media reviews because we want to copy someone else's podcast. It's just we feel that we maybe have a few different opinions.
Yeah, and also there are films that we'd like to talk about because we like them so much.
Yeah. And, you know, there are some movies that I've seen that Leah hasn't, and vice versa. So it would be really nice to just broaden each other's horizons a little bit. Even if it doesn't end up creating, like, the best review that the movie could possibly get. Or song. Or album.
Indeed.
Whatever we end up doing music-wise.
General reviews and such like. Yeah.
We might even do the odd TV show, which would be...
Oh, that'd be
I
fun.
think be quite fun, yeah.
Doctor Who, definitely do Doctor Who.
Yeah. Although we'll have to break that
definitely
one
do
up.
a few choice. We would. We could do a few choice episodes or review it by season or something like
Seasons.
that. Yeah, seasons would be good because that way it wouldn't be too many. We just
Mm.
go for our general rating and review of each season, and here's our favourite episode. Here's an episode we liked the least. That could work quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You get to
great.
hear our own process of coming up with video ideas, audience. Yes, indeed. I believe if that's everything, then we shall
I
bid
believe
everyone.
so.
At the moment, for us, it's good night, but we shall bid everyone a good day or a good evening or whatever it might be for
Adieu.
you. Adieu, yes, indeed, a guten Tag or guten Abend, and we do hope you join us for another episode soon. And have a good time. Cheerio.
Au revoir.